And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! 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 Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Okay, so before we go live, here, wait, let me get myself on screen here because Lord knows this sucks. I need to apologize to everybody for our tardiness today. It has been one of those days, and I've had a hiccup at check-in, so I'm not going to be on today unless I absolutely need to be, but I'm here, and Yeah. So now with your host, which we love and appreciate, as well as our friendly Cleveland combatant. Here they are, Stat Boy Mike and Josh. Take it away, guys.
Hello, my internet fans. Welcome to this rain-soaked edition of Stat Boy Sports Bar featuring Dory Lou. Dory Lou is off in her room resting up because we're still sick. We're both hacking up. It's disgusting, and that's all we need to say about that. Are you healthy, Josh?
You're funny. I'm still recovering too. I thought I was better today. Yeah, no. I'm better than I have been, but I've had a stuffy nose, dripping, runny nose all day, and voice still isn't 100%. Was coughing earlier, had a bad headache earlier. So
luckily for us, it's nothing super serious, i.e. COVID, but it's just that nagging, yucky feeling that you just can't get rid of. That's why when you post, what can you have blessings for? Get rid of all these diseases in this household, okay? That's all I want for Christmas right now is to be better.
Yeah.
All he wants for Christmas is health. No more coughing.
Thank you, producer man. We got plenty to
At
talk
least
about.
it was that and not Whamageddon.
Hey, Whamageddon was cool back in the 80s. I'd rather have that than Mariah Carey any day.
Shush, no Whamageddon talk. Hell with it, I'll stay on. I'll stay on, whatever.
Whamageddon is not cool. It's no. That song is so stupid.
There goes the coughing again. That's the problem. You start to laugh and then it all just comes out of you.
That's how it starts. Then there's running and screaming and diseases.
Jeff, I know you didn't want to be on today, but with how Mikey and I are feeling and the fact that Zach is
we're fine
in the comment zone, then holy crap,
she loves everybody in sign language.
Here's the guy. I'm literally in the hotel lobby waiting for a fax to come through. Put it that way.
It looks like I got a bottom bed app.
And now we have somebody also conferencing in the hot lobby. So it is what it is today, guys.
Yeah. All right. So we got something to talk about. We're going to get through. We're going to start. Josh, your favorite subject, hockey. No, you don't. There is one thing I would like your discussion about. Here's the quick news story. The Devils, of course, had their win streak broken last Wednesday night as they lost to the Maple Leafs. The big problem in the game was the Devils had 3 goals disallowed. And after the third goal was ruled out, the fans decided, you know what? We're ticked off and we're not going to have any more fun. We're going to throw our beer and soda pop on the ice. A goal by Nate Bastian in the first period was waved off, goalie interference. The second goal by Damon Severson, goalie interference. The third and final strike, Eric Howella kicked the puck into the net. That's a no-no. You can't do that. Even though the puck went off one of the Maple Leafs players and into the net, the referee said no. He kicked the puck. You can't kick a puck into the net like soccer. The fans get ticked off. The coach puts his hands up and says, stop it. Don't do that. The PA guy says stop it and don't do that. And even Howella himself or even the Devils goalie comes out. He's waving his hands, begging for the fans to stop. The Maple Leafs got the smart idea. They moved into the locker room. Josh, do you remember Bottlegate?
What?
Do you remember when in that one football game a long time ago where fans got really mad and started throwing bottles on the field?
No, I only remember someone hitting Jimmy Haslam with a bottle a few weeks ago.
Same situation. Same situation here with hockey, beer on the ice. You're wasting good beer, New Jersey. Come on. We know you're upset.
Yeah, but it's Jersey. It's Jersey.
That's part of the course of hockey. Violence is the sport.
Well, yeah, there's violence in the sport, but you're also in New Jersey, so there is that issue.
Exactly. Also, the Predators had to postpone 2 games thanks to a water main breaking. Flooding in Bridgestone Arena happened anywhere between 3 inches and 3 feet. They were supposed to play the Avalanche on Friday. They were supposed to play the Blue Jackets on Saturday. Both games got postponed. The next game is tonight in Bridgewater against my Ducks, but thanks to current blackout laws, I won't be able to see it because they want me to go.
You said they found a way.
Yeah, well, they want me to go to Nashville to pay money to go see the game. Anyway, let's bring up the rankings and show where everybody is at. The said Devils are the number one team at 38 points, followed by the Bruins at 36 points. The Knights are at 35 points. The Maple Leafs are at 33 points. The Stars and the Islanders are tied at 30. The Stars have an 11-goal lead, 88-77. The Kraken are still doing well. This is amazing. They were all but the laughing stock of the league when they were in their debut season. But look at this. They're still in the left column. They have 29 points. The next four teams, the Kings, the Lightning, the Jets, and the Hurricanes all have 27 points, with the Kings leading the pack with 77 goals. Tampa Bay is right behind them at 75. The Jets are at 63, and the Hurricanes are at 61. The Red Wings are all by themselves at 26 points. The Penguins and the Avalanche are tied at 25. The Penguins have a 9-goal lead, 77-68. The Panthers, the Oilers, and the Rangers are all tied at 24 points, with the Panthers taking the lead 76-74, and the Rangers are far behind at 69. The Canadiens are all by themselves at 23 points. Then we have the Blues and the Wild. The Blues are at 78 goals. The Wild are at 62 goals. And I got to throw this quick stat out. Marcus Foligno of the Minnesota Wild. Be glad nobody is on. He's not picked up on any of our fantasy teams because he got himself 15 penalty minutes. He got 5 for fighting. He got 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. He got 2 for roughing, and he got a 10-minute game misconduct because he couldn't keep his mouth shut. Way to go, Foligno. 19 penalty minutes in one game. That sets a record for the team and possibly so far for the league because he decided to throw a little fit and smash his equipment in the penalty box. And here comes Dory Lou. And the other guy started it. So Foligno is off the hook at this point because the other guy started it.
I swear, the refs are being paid to go against the Wild.
There are now reports of bribery by the NHL referees. News at 11. How much they're being paid? Let's find out later. The Canucks and the
in other news, it's raining in Nashville.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's raining now in Sevierville too. They can't go to the hockey game because it's raining. The Canucks, the Capitals, and the Flames all have 21 points. The Canucks have the lead, 83 goals, 74 goals for the Capitals, 68 goals for the Flames. The Predators are all by themselves at 20 points and with 2 games down, but they will make those games up. The Flyers are by themselves, or the Flyers are tied with the Sabres at 19. The Sabres have 81 goals. The Flyers have 74 goals. The Sharks are by themselves at 18 points. The Senators and the Coyotes are tied at 17. Senators have an 8-goal lead over the Coyotes. The Blue Jackets and the Blackhawks are tied with 16, and my Ducks are still on the bottom of the barrel, on the right column. They need to start picking things up. We might have lost Gibson to an injury the other day. Not sure on the severity on that one.
It's not good.
It's not good? Great.
It's not good. But the only thing is probably worse than that. Look where Ottawa is, and look where the Kings are. And we lost to these yahoos in overtime the other night. What the hell, Kings? Anyway.
It's because of the goalie. That's why.
The fact that they took us to overtime in the first place is bullshit.
It's all because of the goalie.
Anyway.
All right. The meat and potatoes of the show is football. We had a great Thanksgiving, by the way. I hope everybody has recovered from Thanksgiving.
I did.
Did you?
I did.
Good. We did too.
I wasn't working, and the Cowboys won. So there you go.
We'll get to that. Let's get to the first game of that. The Bills beat the Lions in the traditional Thanksgiving Day game. 28-25 was the final score. Josh Allen went 24 of 42 for 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 3 sacks. Jared Goff went 23 of 37 for 240 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 2 sacks. The Bills had to come back into Detroit after playing in Detroit because their stadium is still covered by snow. The question is, did they try to fly out and go back to Buffalo, then just turn around and come right back to Detroit? The answer is probably yes. The bigger question, why the Bills did not just stay in Detroit for 5 days. The Lions could have been hey, it's Thanksgiving. Why don't you come and practice on our field?
Anyway,
yeah, there you go. Josh Allen had his 23rd game with both a rushing and a passing touchdown. And now, since we are entering week 13, there are playoff scenarios. The Lions can be eliminated from the NFC North Division title if they lose against Jacksonville, and the Vikings beat the Jets. If that happens, the Lions have no chance of winning the NFC North Division. They still might have a chance to win a wild card spot, but it's all about division titles in week 13. Next game, please.
Working on it.
I believe the next game, of course, there it is, the Cowboys. The Cowboys beat the Giants 28-20. Daniel Jones went 21 of 35 for 228 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and 3 sacks. Dak Prescott went 21 of 30 for 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 0 sacks. This is a win for the Cowboys. They snapped their 3-game losing streak on Thanksgiving. Not overall. Every Thanksgiving game that the Cowboys played, they lost. Not anymore.
Hello, Zach.
Is that Zach in the room?
Good morning.
Yay. Wow, he actually showed up.
I'm here, sir.
He showed up before.
I was going to say, I didn't think he was going to show up since the Saints offense didn't show up this past weekend.
God.
Oh, jeez.
Josh, you are cruising for a bruiser.
Josh, you're incorrigible.
I'm rocking my Mickey Mouse over here. Just
much appreciated. I'm not even at the park yet. I'm still trying to check in the damn motel.
I was looking at the Disney store last night for gifts for my sister for Christmas. There's nothing on the Disney store I like. Sorry,
they do
guys.
exist still? Wow. I'm not here no more.
Next game. The Vikings beat the Patriots 33-26. Mac Jones went 28 of 39 for 382 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 3 sacks. Kirk Cousins went 30 of 37 for 299 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 sack. The Vikings got to have the celebratory turducken, which I would love to try one of these days. The big tradition with John Madden was the turducken. And the turducken is so good of a meal that you don't even need a knife to cut into this thing. You can just eat it directly. And kudos
eat it
to
Viking style.
Yeah. Kudos to NBC Peacock for sharing John Madden and his grandson carving a turducken. Now, we have more news for the Vikings. They can become the first team to clinch a division title again if they defeat the Jets and the Lions lose in any fashion. There are ties involved, but I don't talk about ties. I talk about the wins. The Vikings are 9-2. This is going to happen, folks. The Jets are a good team this season, but they are not going to stop the Vikings from getting their division title and punching their ticket into the playoffs. I'm stating this now, not because I'm on a Viking bandwagon ass-kissing routine, but it's going to happen, and I am saying this now.
Also, because Dory, who is not feeling well, will kill you if you don't.
That too. And then I'll know what to get her for Christmas. An NFC Division Title Viking t-shirt. Why not? Next game. The Panthers beat the Broncos 23-10. Russell Wilson went 19 of 35 for 142 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interception, 3 sacks. Sam Darnold went 11 of 19, 164 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interception, 0 sacks. The Broncos can be eliminated from the AFC West Division title if they lose against Baltimore or if the Chiefs win their next game. Next up, the Browns actually did something right and took out the Buccaneers in overtime, 23-17. Tom Brady went 29 of 43 for 246 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 3 sacks. Jacoby Brissett, 23 of 37, 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 4 sacks. And there was a skunk in the stadium.
And that's not all what's great about this game. I do have the stat for this, or no? The Brady stat for this game?
Go ahead.
So the Browns scored with 32 seconds left to tie the game with the Bucs, and we won in overtime. This was the first game of Tom Brady's career in which his team held a 7-plus point lead in the final minute of the fourth quarter and lost the game.
Way to go, Cleveland. Also, there was some news earlier in the week that somebody decided to bring a truck or some kind of vehicle onto the field, and they decided to have a joyride. Luckily, the groundskeepers got the job done. They had to put in a little extra work for that. We don't know who did it, but there's a pending investigation. There was a pretty good dent in the field thanks to this joyrider. Deshaun Watson will come back to play against the Texans. If the Texans lose, they're out of the AFC South Division title if the Browns can beat the Texans. So that's a good way for Deshaun to come back from your suspension and take out a team that's been stinking all season. There you go.
And especially with the interesting attendees that are going to be there.
Josh, since we're on this game and we're talking about persona non grata, let's go ahead and talk about your topic real quick since we're in the thick of it.
So it was announced that Tony Busby, the lawyer for the ladies who came forward with the accusations and the lawsuits against Deshaun Watson, he announced that he will be attending the Browns versus Texans game in Texas with 10 of those women who accused him, and they'll be sitting in a suite. So that it's making a lot of people wonder what and why.
Yeah, that's the big question.
Why would they want to be there? Like,
I'm all for potentially facing an accuser if you don't know who that person is. I mean, it happens in jobs all the time. People say that they want to file a complaint for you, and they're protected. They're anonymous. They're this, and you should have the right to potentially address this person. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you have to attack them. I'm not saying you have to go after them. I'm not saying you have to retaliate against them. You should just know who the person is and let legalities, lawyers,
right,
common law, whatever, let the thing run its course. Now, if you want to be stupid and go up to these people and cause a scene, you're digging your own grave, okay? If you can respectfully go up to these people and say, hey, why are you doing this? I'm the innocent one here. I didn't do anything. And you can respectfully talk it out and work it out, then that should be a thing. I have no idea why this lawyer is doing this. I mean, it almost sounds like it's a retaliatory attack against Deshaun Watson for coming back to playing football. That's just my quick thought on it.
I would understand completely if they were doing like a protest outside the stadium or something like that, but they're going to be in a suite watching the game. That just, to me, I'm not saying either way, guilty or innocent. I'm not making a judgment on that. I'm just saying this just seems odd. That Tony Busby is paying the Texans for a suite in the stadium. He's paying the team, but he's sued.
It just sounds. It's just another twist of the story. I mean, are these guys trying to get into Watson's head and stop the Browns from
next game, guys?
What's up?
Next game? I had to walk away. Are we done with this game or?
Yeah, it was just one final thought. But yeah, we can go on to the next game if we're done.
Sorry, we're pressed for time
all
here.
Right. The Jaguars squeaked out a victory against the Ravens, 28-27. Lamar Jackson went 16 of 32 for 254 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and 1 sack. Trevor Lawrence went 29 of 37 for 321 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 4 sacks. Justin Tucker missed a 67-yard game-winning field goal. He had previously tried at 70 in warm-ups, and he actually made one in there. But, of course, if it's warm-ups, it doesn't count as an official field goal. So but he missed it by almost a few yards, and the Jaguars end up taking that game. Next up.
Thank you, Jaguars.
Yeah. The Dolphins beat the Texans 30-15. Kyle Allen went 26 of 39 for 215 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 5 sacks. Tua Tagovailoa, 22 of 36 for 299 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 4 sacks. Both quarterbacks at least had a good amount of sacks. The Dolphins are on a 5-game win streak, and of course, again, the Texans can be eliminated completely, meaning this is it. Their season is done if they lose against the Browns. Up, the Jets, contenders, like I said, they're winning again. Jets beat the Bears 31-10. Now, here's an interesting thing. We had 2 different starting quarterbacks. Trevor Siemian went 14 of 25 for 179 yards because Zach Wilson was benched, and Mike White went 22 of 28 because Justin Fields was injured. So we had 2 brand new quarterbacks. The Bears have lost 5 straight. They are already out. They are done for the NFC North Division. They cannot get that title. All they have to do is lose against Green Bay and have Seattle win, and then they're done completely. So luckily, no teams are eliminated fully yet, but the Bears cannot get the NFC North Division title. The Bengals beat the Titans 20-16. Joe Burrow went 22 of 37 for 270 yards. 1 touchdown, 0 interception, 1 sack. Ryan Tannehill went 22 of 34 for 291 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1 sack. The Bengals have won 3 straight. I believe that's against Tennessee and not 3 straight overall. And they have won 5 out of 6. Up. The Commanders beat the Falcons 19-13. Marcus Mariota went 15 of 25 for 174 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 sack. Taylor Heinicke went 14 of 23 for 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, and 0 sacks. Next up. The Chargers beat the Cardinals 25-24. And I went too far in my – Justin Herbert went 35 of 47 for 274 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 4 sacks. Kyler Murray went 18 of 29 for 191 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 1 sack. Next up, the Raiders had to go into overtime to beat the Seahawks 40-34. Derek Carr went 25 of 36 for 295 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 1 sack. Geno Smith went 27 of 37 for 328 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, and 3 sacks. The Raiders can be eliminated and from the AFC West division title if they lose against the Chargers next week or if KC wins their game. Again, not eliminated fully, but just for up. The Rams are in some big trouble here. They lost to the Chiefs 26-10. Bryce Perkins went 13 of 23 for 100 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 3 sacks. Patrick Mahomes went 27 of 42, 320 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 0 sacks. The Rams are in some serious trouble because they can now be eliminated from the NFC West if they lose against Seattle and San Francisco wins their game. The defending champions will not be defending their title if they keep. They basically have to win out and get a lot of help. It's not fully over yet for the Rams, but we will see.
It's amazing how they talked about in the offseason that one man does not make it thing, but man, Goff being gone is killing the Rams.
Oh yeah,
not just Goff.
Oh no, not just Goff. I'm just saying he's
Miller, OBJ.
Yeah.
Did we lose Zach?
Yeah, we did. I don't know what happened.
Well, the 49ers not only beat the Saints, but shut out the Saints 13-0. The last time there was a Saints shutout was in 2001. Andy Dalton went 18 of 29 for 204 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1 sack. Jimmy G, 26 of 37, 222 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 1 sack. The 49ers are on a 4-game win streak. And last but not least, the Monday night game. Or did I miss a game?
No, the Sunday night game, buddy.
This was Sunday night
Plus,
game.
I don't want to talk about it.
The Eagles beat the Packers 40-33. Aaron Rodgers went 11-16 for 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 3 sacks. Jalen Hurts went 16 of 28 for 153 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 2 sacks. Aaron Rodgers did injure his ribs in the game to the point where he said he couldn't breathe or turn his upper body. He was already playing with an injured thumb. The Eagles can clinch a playoff spot. They cannot clinch the division. They can only clinch a playoff spot with a win against the Bears, and if the
right back,
Commanders, the Seahawks, and the 49ers all lose. The Eagles have won 2 championships and lost 2 Super Bowls with a starting record of 10-1. They won the 1947 NFL championship and the 2017 Super Bowl, but then in 1980 and in 2004, they lost. So we're going to see what happens with that. And the final game of the season, or of the week, was the Steelers and the Colts. I guess I missed that game. I didn't get the stats on that one. I do apologize. The Steelers won 24-17. Oh, stop. I'm going to quickly bring up. Let's see if I can quickly bring up some numbers on that while I go to ESPN really quickly. We're on the fly here. Scores. I hope we don't get the
Aaron D. Trucker in the comments section. Shut up.
That's good old Double A. What's he saying?
Why am I in trouble in the comments? What's going on?
You're gonna want to tell him to shut up too.
No, you're not. You do not tell my brother to be quiet. It doesn't work like that. Pickett went 20-28 for 174 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 3 sacks. And Matt Ryan went 22 of 34 for 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 3 sacks. And I don't believe that either Pittsburgh or Indianapolis can be eliminated yet, but I did not get that information before I went to press. I do apologize.
Okay. So power rankings are up next.
Yes. Oh, he was just talking about the Ohio State-Michigan game, which we really don't have time to talk about.
We're not talking about Ohio State-Michigan today.
Nope.
I'm not in the mood.
They'll still probably be in the top 4 because we know how much we hate the CFP because they never get anything right.
That's fair.
But the Eagles are still the number 1 team at 10-1. The Chiefs and the Vikings are tied at 9-2. The Chiefs have a 60-point lead over the Vikings. The Bills and the Dolphins and the Cowboys are all 8-3. The Bills lead that pack at 309 points. The Dolphins have 282 points, and the Cowboys have 279 points. The Bengals, the Ravens, the 49ers, the Jets, and the Giants, and the Titans are all at 7-4. The Bengals lead that pack with 285 points. The Ravens are at 275. The 49ers are at 249. The Jets are at 230. The Giants are at 225. And the Titans are at 209. The Commanders are all by themselves at 7-5. The Seahawks are tied with the Chargers and the Patriots, all at 6-5. The Seahawks lead that small pack at 291. The Chargers are 252 and the Patriots are 239. The Bucks are at 5-6 all by themselves. The Falcons are all by themselves at 5-7, and the Colts are by themselves at 4-7-1. Again, the league always gives the advantage to a team with a tie. Bless you if you sneezed. The Lions are 4-7, tied with the Raiders, the Browns, and the Jaguars, and the Steelers. The Lions have the most points out of that pack, 275. The Raiders are at 265. The Browns are at 263, only 2 points behind, but still. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 244, and the Steelers are at 194. The Cardinals and the Packers and the Saints and the Panthers are all 4-8. Arizona is the overall points, or they are second place actually. They have 321 points. The Chiefs are at 326. Didn't look at the Eagles, so I might have to retract that statement. The Packers are at 283. The Saints are at 280. The Panthers are at 266. The Rams and the Broncos are 3-8. Rams are at 178 points. The Broncos are at 157. The Bears are by themselves at 3-9. and the Texans are at 1-9-1. What does this mean? We have some teams that are already ready for the playoff picture. So the Chiefs are the number one team right now. If the playoffs were going to start today, they would get the pass into the next round. Miami is the number 2 seed, Tennessee, and they would play against the Jets, 2 versus 7. The Titans would play against the Bengals, and the Ravens would play against the Bills. In the NFC, the Eagles are the number 1 team. The Vikings would play against the Commanders. The 49ers would play the Giants, and the Bucks would play the Cowboys. Remember, the top 4 teams are the division winners automatically go in. The next 3 teams are the wild cards. This is going to stay up until we get to week 18, and then we go into the playoffs. So right now, the teams are right where they are. And, of course, we've given all the playoff scenarios for those that can be eliminated. Again, there's only a couple teams that can fully be eliminated. The rest are for division titles. In the pick'em, Brandon, 14 out of 16. He only got 2 games wrong. JP got 13. Renegade, Emmanuel, and Daniel got 11. Mike, Dory, and Pop got 10. Tammy and Zach got 9. Nathan brought up the rear at 7. What does this mean in the overalls? Brandon has vaulted into the lead by 1 game. It's 109-108. JP is in 3rd place at 105. Pop is right behind him at 104. Renegade and Daniel is at 102. Mike, Tammy, and Zach are at 100 even. Emmanuel is at 94, and Nathan is at 90. All right, folks, we are done with what we got to talk about. We can quickly talk about Survivor Series if we'd like. Get a quick touch on that. I will say that seeing the War Games match in quite some time, I have to go all the way back to the WCW days for that. The concept of the game the concept of the match was very interesting. Of course, the big story at War Games was, where is Sami Zayn going to lie?
Yes. Sorry, I'm back now. I'm finally checking. Yeah, I mean, y'all saw my reaction on Saturday about Sami. I was overjoyed. But we still have seeds as of last night, because it's not really. Kevin says he's done with Sami, but we all know that's BS.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and there are rumors that Owens and Sami are going to go up against the Usos at WrestleMania. How are they going to do that?
Well, I mean, we're only in November. Rumble's in January. If you have the big final blow up between the Usos, the Bloodline, and Sami, then you build toward Mania from there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not difficult.
Both War Games matches were fun.
Oh, yeah,
I got
absolutely.
War Games matches wrong, but yeah, I didn't do too good Survivor Series predictions.
Well, yeah, predictions kind of were what they were this weekend, but the matches were so good it really didn't matter.
Every match was good. Even the Ronda and Shotzi match was fun. I liked
the Ronda Shotzi match was far more what if than I thought it would be, really. I thought it would just be a complete utter destruction, and Shotzi actually held her own for a while there.
People are still calling for Ronda's head for that DDT on the apron spot that got botched.
So
yeah. And I will say that triple. I'm not going to repeat what I had to repeat. Shut up.
I think you've paid your penance for that. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
You've been.
I would just say that was a fun match to watch.
It was.
It
was a fun match to watch.
At least the top 5 triple threats of all time.
It was, like I said on Saturday, I have been so against triple threats for so long, but these WWE triple threats lately have been really changing my vibe. So.
Right. There's a reason I have a triple threat in my top 5 WrestleMania matches of all time. It's not the WrestleMania 20 triple threat either.
No, I was there for the WrestleMania 2000 triple threat with Angle, Benoit, and Jericho, and that was a phenomenal triple threat. It's one of the rare exceptions I usually make. What happened?
I actually remembered I have 2 triple threats in my top 10. The WrestleMania 34
title match, 34. Okay. Oh yeah, Intercontinental.
The Intercontinental, and then 32 for women.
Yeah, they're both great.
All
All
right,
right.
ladies and gentlemen.
Everything done. Good job. Good job,
We
Mikey.
were pretty much
Appreciate
good
that.
to go. We do have an upcoming birthday in the Casa family. Pop, happy early birthday. We got a birthday coming up. I believe it's on Saturday.
You better know it for sure. He's in the room.
No, it's Friday. Friday the
Busted.
2nd. Yeah, I'm calling out, and Pop feels fine, so it's good that Pop. That's a good Beatles song, by the way. I feel fine.
Yes. So let me breeze through these plugs really quick so I can get
go ahead and
upstairs
get
and
through the
stuff
plugs.
dropped off here. All right. So we first of all thank you for continuing to tune in all month long as JJ was presenting his tribute to Sandra Bullock. So if you missed those this week, yesterday was The Proposal, starring Ryan Reynolds with Sandra, and then tomorrow will be Ocean's 8. Starring every damn buddy that's not a male part of that Ocean's cast. Really, that's how it comes down. But of course, Sandra's part of it, and that's how he's closing the month. Then Thursday, December 1st, JJ starts his 31 days of Christmas / holiday movies, and he is starting off with as the producer of the signature that I'm going to show at the end. I wanted to get that on today. I didn't have a chance to until now. So, as James would say, a banger of a triple threat itself tomorrow because he is reviewing the Rankin Bass classics, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and Toys Night Before Christmas. That's, of course, coming up on Thursday, not tomorrow. I apologize for the misquote there. Friday, he's got the Frosty trilogy. Yes, it is a trilogy. Yes, Winter Wonderland should always be watched by everybody. Mikey can vouch for that. Saturday is a triple feature, really, because he's got both versions of The Grinch. Of course, the classic cartoon from the 70s and the 2018 recent release. And then his new release Saturday will be Christmas with You, starring Freddie Prinze Jr. and Amy Garcia, both of whom have ties to professional wrestling, so it kind of works out for JJ on that front. Sunday, he will start his week of wrestlers in Christmas movies with Christmas Bounty, of course, starring Mike the Miz Mizanin. Monday, we apologize in advance for Monday because it's going to be Standing with Muscles. It's what it is. And then Monday at 3 p.m., JJ and I will be presenting our top 10 portrayals of Santa Claus in TV and film on the Dads, always on wrestling. Just prior to Stat Boy Sports Bar next week, we will feature JJ's review of I Am Santa Claus, a documentary kind of spearheaded by and featuring our very own favorite Santa Claus in wrestling, Mick Foley. Of course, you can catch us here next week. I will not be producing this show because I think I'll be, you know what? If I'm here, I'll be producing. So that's to be determined. The rest of this month, Dads will be featuring on Mondays our rankings of the greatest soundtrack songs in Disney history. Part 1 will be December 12th, covering through 1970. Part 2 will be covering through 1971 through 2000. And then we'll finish off on the 26th with 2001 to present. And the last qualifying movie for that will be Strange World, which was just released. So that's the last Disney thing that qualifies in that category. That same the previous Friday, we will have our Eve of Christmas Eve special episode of Open Mic Night. Excuse me. Noah's dreading this, as I'm sure most of us, except me and Josh and JJ, because it's going to be no wrestling talk on Open Mic Night at all. We will be talking about holiday traditions and things like that, and the wheel will be open. I'll have the wheel. Hopefully next week we can talk about it. You can, for a $5 super chat, you can spin the wheel and land on a Christmas carol of the wheel's choosing, and we will sing it a cappella for y'all.
Oh my God.
And they are very happy they have me there to save their butts with the singing.
Josh will be there with his beautiful choir boy voice to save us all from the damnation of terrible karaoke because we suck. And then New Year's Eve, we literally wrap up the year counting down to the ball drop on every time zone in the United States of America. So there you go. There is that. You can book Santa Meech through me, or you can contact the number there at the bottom of your screen to have your child call or text Santa Claus if you dare. Mikey, Josh, your social plug, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me, No DQ's resident Cleveland combatant, on Twitter at CatholicJosh122. Instagram, I am Malomangram. And then you can find my articles over on No DQ every once in a while. I always do a predictions column called Mansfield's Matchups for each WWE pay-per-view.
Yes.
And once in a while I do others. So those are excluding NXT.
Yes. Mr. Caldwell, where can we find you and your roommate on the social?
Follow us on Twitter at LBStatKid1977 and at Hathaway Lou, respectively. Those two Twitter accounts have been silent for a while. We love to hear from you guys. Send us a tweet. Ask us questions about anything sports related. We will cover it. Quickly, I want to ask one quick question that I want to confirm about Dexter Lumis and The Miz. What was up with the money stuff? Why was he giving money to the kids? What's the quick answer on that?
So basically what happened was Miz had reneged on paying Dexter the amount he agreed to pay him to do the pretending to be stalking him. So Mike's plan was to bring the money to the ring and just pay Dexter off and get out of the match. Pierce told him no. The money was at ringside. Pierce grabbed the bag out of Mike's hand and went to ringside with it. Dexter, when he won the match, he then signed his contract, grabbed the money bag, and started handing it to the kids, a la Andre the Giant at WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania. Miz attacked him from behind, stole the bag back, went to go exit. Gargano kicked him in the chops. Gargano gave the one bill back to the kid, and everything was kosher after that.
Go to a show, get paid some money. What a concept.
Right.
Yes.
Anyway,
Okay.
all right. So we'll see you all next week. Thank you all for watching.
Yes.
Next week, hopefully all these scenarios will play out the right way, and we'll have teams dropping like flies left and right. And hopefully everything will be A-okay. We're having a beautiful rainstorm out here, which I want to go out and enjoy. We got hockey tonight. We got NXT stuff coming up soon. We'll see you all next week. Josh, thank you for coming in. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, producer guy. Be safe. I love you all. Stat Boy out.